All right. Now we are good to go. So what I'm saying is that everything on the screen, box model says that that thing is displayed as a box. That's concept number one. So how do we tell whether everything is displayed as a box? So let me first of all open our website. The last website we built, the last website we built. Okay, are we saying? So I'm going to basically start open my site with live server, as you all know that we normally do. So this is the last website we had built, blending HTML and CSS. Now what we are saying is that you see this represents an H1, right? This particular H1 is a box. This represents anchor tag. The home services and they are all anchor tag. They also represent boxes. This another H1 represents a box. Another paragraph also representing a box. Right, good. Now, if it is a box, what it means is that rectangle box, when we say box, rectangle box. That's what I mean, rectangle box. So, meaning there's something around it, invisible. And then CSS can make it visible. One main thing that you can make it visible is the border. The border. I can let CSS make the border. Let's say this is an H1 with my content. So here is the content. The content usually sits here, like how you see Trillion Media sitting here. That's the content. The H1's content is sitting here, right? I can make this border visible by playing around with its CSS properties. If I say, so the border to, we have border right, border top, border right, border bottom, border left. It's clockwise. So the top here is top, then we come here, right, we come here, bottom, and we go here, left. You see? So aside the border, we also have what we call spacing from the inside. Spacing from the inside of the what? The box. And the spacing from the inside the box is what we call the padding. It's what we call the padding. Spacing from inside the box. Within the box. Any space around the content, you can see around the contents and then the edge of the rectangle. Now, spacing outside the box is what we call the margin. Spacing outside because now I have H1 here. I can have another H1 here too. I can have a paragraph too. So the spacing between this one and any other thing below it or this one, any other thing above it is what we call the margin. Yes, I'm recording. It's what we call the what? The margin. Control Shift Alt H. Yeah, I'm recording. Yes, I'm recording. So now I've demonstrated it on the board. I'm going to demonstrate it on the PC so that you'll see something live and color. So you watch something here. Every browser has what we call developer tools. So if I want to trigger the developer tools for this browser, I'll right click on a particular element on the browser. Okay. Then I'll come and say inspect. If I say inspect, you see my option will come from the bottom here. It will show the codes that you already have, the codes that is displaying the website. Now notice something, when I highlight the H1, do you see that it has highlighted only one portion in the form of a rectangle? Have you seen that? And now when you come on the far end here, do you see box model? You see box model. Now in the box, you see the area that is represented by the margin. The yellow area is the margin. The blue area is the padding. And this deep blue area, that's the content itself. And then you see the deep area. The deep area here is the border. The border we are talking about. You see? So currently, see, the border is 0. But the margin, there are figures in the margin. Have you seen margin top? 21.44. See, if you put your cursor here, a tooltip will come. Watch. If I put my cursor on that figure and wait small, it will tell me this is margin top. You see? So this is representing the box. This is just telling you about the box model for each element. And remember, I just highlighted H1O. And this is its box model properties. It's the same for everybody. See, if I come to this A, if I highlight the A, have you seen the A? Its box is just within the content. And then when I come to the box model figure, margin is 0, border is 0, padding is 0. Everything is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Hmm? Everything is 0, 0, 0. Let me come back to the H1. These figures, you see, let me come to the H1. You see the top here is 21 point what? 44. So is this making some sense for you? So if we know that everything is a box, now we can manipulate a lot of things. We can do a lot of styling. If I say here, I can just, I'm just going to do, I'm demonstrating, I'm going to write some code. If I say border top, 20 pixel, enter. Border top 20 pixel. Then border type, border style, solid. Okay. Then border color, green. This is something changing. Have you seen something? It's changing. And see the figures here have also changed. Is it 20? The pixel that Tipsy was talking about, the values of those spaces are counted in pixels. So when I say 20 pixels, I basically mean the space should be 20. Now you can see the color, I said it should be green. So it has deepened the border. The top is deepening more than the bottom. The bottom, even though I didn't say border bottom, but by default, they are giving me some value there, which is 3. You see, the border bottom here is 3. That's why the greening is showing from the bottom also. You see that? Good. So to add, if I want a spacing, you see the Trillium Media design and the edge of the top. If I want spacing from within, from the top and the bottom, I will then use padding. So I'll come and see padding top, 25 pixel. Have you seen Trillium Media? The space between Trillium Media and the top has come. Yes. Then if I say padding bottom, That has also happened. Padding left, maybe 10 pixels. That has also happened. You see how it flows? Yes. This is clearly showing that everything is a box. So if everything is a box, then we can manipulate it. And now you see the blue. Last week you asked me that why is the blue? The blue has gone all the way to the end. Hmm? Good. So with this one, the reason basically is simple. We have what we call a display property. It's displaying each element as a block. Hmm? A box is a block. So I can manipulate the display property and say display, maybe display inline. When I change to display inline, you see what is happening? It has shortened it to just cover only the content space. And because of that, other content has rise up to come and join it. Display inline. So we have what we call a property called display. That determines how the elements are displayed. By default, some elements will display as block. If an element is displaying as block, it means that that element is going to take the whole space. It will not allow any other element to come closer to it, like how the H1 was doing previously, until I change it to display inline. I don't know if you are following. Display inline, this is display box. Display block. That's the default display. Display block means that the element will grow and take over any space from the right, left, no element will come close to it. That's the default behavior or default styling. But you can modify that, you see, based on your design style. So if you change it to display inline, you're basically saying that, see, just display the space, the amount of space you need for the content, and that's all. So now if I say display inline, it takes this space. You get it? It takes that space. Yes, inline flex, yes, all those things are different types of displays and they have meaning. And they all have meaning. For now, we are learning display inline display block. Now, let me leave it as display block. But I'm just trying to let you understand this display property. Why the H1 was covering the whole area. It was because by default, it was display block. Now look at this home services and contacts. You see, by default, home services and contacts, the home alone, the A tag didn't take the whole space. If it had taken the whole space, services would have come below it, and then contact also come after that. But a anchor tag by default has the property display inline. That is why it was showing like this. Like default style, if I say a tag and I use it, by default, the CSS display property is inline. So it will allow other things to come on it. Are you following? Yes. So now we watch something here. You see this home services and contacts. You can, because all of them are all boxes. You can do box styling. So this home, you see this home, I want it to have a background color. And I want it to also have some spacing within. So I'll just do this. Don't worry, I'm writing code here. Don't worry about that. You can actually do that. Whatever I'm doing here is temporary. It will not go inside VS Code. We are just using for demonstration. So I'm just going to write a code that will affect the first A for the home. I'll say background color. Okay, background color. I'll say background color of blue. This is blue. The blue didn't go beyond the home to affect because that particular A is a box. So if I say background blue, we only paint that box, that rectangle only as blue. You get it? So now, the next thing, you see the color, when I say blue, the color is no more The home is not even showing properly. I can say color and I'll say white. Hmm? Now, if I want spaces to be inside it, like how the trivium has spaces, I'll use what? Which property? Which property? Padding. Yes, I'll use padding. So I'll say padding, padding top, 10 pixels, padding bottom, 10 pixels, padding right, 10 pixels, padding left, 10 pixels. See how nice it looks. I can do the same styling for all of this and then it will now be properly ended. So if you understand, so if you understand box model properly, you can play with these things and design your layout, proper layout. Box model, if you spend 1 month to learn it, it's not bad. That is all you need to know about CSS. If you master box model properly, if I give you a layout, you can design, you can write the code for the site to look like that layout. Because you can play with the positions of elements. If I want this element to be close to this one, I'll just play around with the padding, the margin, and all those things, the display, and then they will be changing. Before I realize everything comes together. Any question before I would now write actual code in the VS Code before we go and update our code with new box model stuff. Any question? Box model. Yeah, practice makes a man perfect. Box model basically says that everything, every element you have on the browser is a box. So you can manipulate that box the way you like it with CSS properties. Make sure you are selecting the right box and then using the right properties. Okay, so you see all what I've done. If I refresh this page, it will vanish. All what I did, it will vanish. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It will not affect our VS Code. So now, let's update this website. Let's update this website. Let me go open the slide and then we see. Oh, we didn't even talk about the list. So let me talk about the list since you guys are not talking about it. So let's say in my code, I see we offer the following services, paragraph, right? The next is I want to list all the services that I want. In CSS or in HTML, we have 2 or 3 types of lists. We have bulleted list, numbered list. Yeah, bulleted and numbered. Bulleted list is the one that lists it based on bullets. Numbered list, we list it based on what? Numbers. So let's start with a bulleted list. First of all, to do a list, you have to start with li, an li tag. That represents a list. And for each list item, we'll use a ul tag or an ol tag. This one is for this guy, and this one is for that guy. If I use ol for every list item, it means that I want it to be displayed in a numbered form. That means ordered list. But if I use ul for every list item, it means that I want to display it unordered, meaning in a block form. So look at here, after my li, for every list item, let's say web development, I want to list it in a block form. So I'll say ul, then I'll press enter, then I'll write web development, my content. Then I'll come here, another line. Hey, UL, mobile app development. Another one, graphic design. So I've created a list like that. If I go to my website, what do I see? Yes, listed here accurately. The bullet didn't come. I don't know why. Hmm.
I didn't write differently.
Okay.
So I started with the UL.
Hmm.
Then that was the opening tag.
Mm-hmm.
Then I opened with LI for each list.
Yes.
Then you close with UL, LI,
Good.
and then close the whole thing with
Good. 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 You are 100% correct. Yes. I've turned the syntax around. I rather have to, the LI is supposed to rather be UL to inform the browser that the list I want to have is unordered list. And every list item should rather be LI. So here will be UL. This LI here will rather be UL. And for each of this UL, it will be LI. The opening and closing should be LI. Yes, thank you for the wonderful correction. Now see, it's now in bullet. It's now in what? Bullet. Any question? Any question before I give assignment and then we call it a day? Very simple assignment for us to do. Yes, the assignment is simple. Mm, practice it. Should I open my code? This is my code. You just need to understand the tags. First of all, I have a UL tag, meaning I want an unadded list, a bulleted list. For each of the list item, I use an li. Li, li, li. Here, yes, it will display in bullet. So if I change the UL here to OL, it will change to numbers. Is that not true? Uh-huh. It will change to numbers. It will change to numbers. Vinyasa. ISU, ISU. Have you guys practiced it? Guys, have you been successful? Yokunda, Yokunda, Kana. So Kana to check the see? No, no, don't start with an li. Remove the whole yes, start with a UL. Yes. Press enter. Then li. For every list, you use an li. Select it. Now type your content. Yes, 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 yes. You are on track. UL. Yeah. How is it going here? Good, good, good. Yeah, I see you have practiced the margin padding Good. My tea. Yep. Yes, you are on track. You're on track. Continue. Question? Okay, ask. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mhm. To practice the margin and padding, you have to rather do that in your CSS. Yes. Using based on what you've selected. So right now, if you write margin, this is brand name. You have selected brand name. That's the ID for this H1.
Okay.
So if you start writing margin padding rules here, it will affect the branding H1 tag. You get it in that order. So do that based on a selection. In the CSS, then it will affect it. Yes. Yeah, you are starting. I know, pa. I know. Yeah, so you created your folder. Now you can create your. Hey, you don't have to. Okay. Untitled workspace. Okay. You can create your first file by clicking here and creating writing index.html. And you write code. You start HTML code. Yeah, at least we are making progress. We'll form a coded class. Yep. Oh, oh, you have passed us in 2 steps. An li should not be outside a ULO. You see the end of your UL tag. It has to be inside it. Or you are doing a different set of listing.
I'm doing a different where I'll get
The numbers.
the numbers.
Yeah, in that case, you have to start with OL tag. You see that here you started UL and all the LIs are inside it. You have to do OL. Now inside it. No, you press enter.
Oh yeah.
And now inside it, you have your LIs. Yes. Yes. So this is the assignment. A simple assignment. Now, yes, now you see that I have 3 anchor tags, okay? Yes, yes. So each of them are clickable and they are supposed to actually send me to different pages. So what I want you guys to do is that create different different HTML pages. Maybe, for example, a page for services. You see? Then you code something small about services, and you create another page for about us, and you code something small about us. You do a new like you know like, and then you start writing. Okay. Yes, so the linking is part of the assignment. So you now link it. ID, yes, for styling, but for click, like when I click, I want, So right now, services, if I click on services, I should go to this page, access information. So make sure that for each of the pages, you have added the same anchor tags to, so that from that page too, I can go back to other pages too. So all I want you to do is to activate the pages, create new pages, new HTML pages, write new HTML codes, and then I want to be able to now move it. So if I click services, it will load a services page. And then I can, from there now, I can click contact and I'll go to contact. From there now, I can click home and I come back to home. You get it? Yeah, let's take a new file and then writing some small code in there. Let me give, yes, it will end with HTML. Let me give you a gist. Let me give you a gist. I'll do one so that you replicate.
Okay.
Now you see, I've created a new services file, right? Services.html. And I have a default this thing here. Okay. Now I can do new anchor tag here. Or let me not even punish myself. From the index, I'll just copy what is already there and come and paste it here. Right? So now, in my index, if I want these services to go to services page, in the href, I'll put services.html in my HTML. You get it? Then in the services page too, I'll do in the home, I'll do index.html. In the services, I'll do services.html. Back here again, in the home, I'll do index.html. Now you look at something. If I click on home, I'm on home. If I click on services, I'm on services. Services, I didn't do any other thing apart from what is showing here. If I click on the home, it takes me back to the home. You see? Yes. So, okay, I'm going to go over it again. All I'm saying is that you see this anchor tags, they are used to take me around. So for the home, I'll put the href here. I'll put index.html. I created a new services page, services.html. You see now I have two pages. I have index and I have services. Two files. Yes. Yes, create it on your own. You know, it wasn't there. Once we started the whole class, we were just dealing with one file, index. Now I've created another one, services.html. Yes.
Creating the home service and contact.
Yes.
You then copy the first index one. The you copy everything. And come and paste it in the home, or you put it in the service.
Yes. You put it in the services. I mean, I copied it from the index.
Yes.
The reason I'm copying is that I don't want to retype it again because I need it there too for navigation. If not, if I go to services, I won't see that option to click. That's the case. So that's why I copied from index. I copied it into services. So if I create even another page, I'll copy that part because that is my navigation. That is what takes me around. So I copy it here. And the href here, we just put the name of the file. So in our case, the home page was the index.html in our case. And the services page is the services.html. So if I create another page, contact us, maybe contact.html. Are you watching? And I enter. Now, I'll in my contact us in the href here, I'll say contact.html. Similarly, in the services too, I'll put that one to here. Contact.html. Now, if I come to contact.html, currently it's blank. It's blank. Is that not the case? Now, see something. If I click contact, I've gone to the contact page and it's blank because I haven't really written anything in contact.html. There's no code to show. So from here now, if I don't have anchor tags navigation, I'm locked like that. You see. So that is why I would say exclamation mark first lecture, exclamation mark, enter. I'll get my code. Now in the body, I will now just copy only the navigation. This is what is making me click no. So I have to copy it also to my contact before I paste it. You see. So if I refresh, contact is still blank. But once I paste it here and I come back, you see, contact.htm, and I'm able to move back to services, back to home. So you can now continue coding. You can do more. You can write more code.
They now put the content.
Yes, I can now create a paragraph like, or it's whatever, like we did for index. Create it on your own accord. You see?
This is contact.
Yeah, see, I've written some content. Now it's appearing. See, I have a paragraph now in my contact. I have a paragraph. And you see now, first, when I started, the whole thing was blank when I didn't add code. But now I'm adding and it's coming. So that's how it is. We are just doing what we did in index. So similar thing now and changing the content. Yes. Mhm. No, Abba, you just need to take your time, relax. You connect it. Yes.
Then the service
Mhm.
contact, where we are creating three new folders.
Yep.
So you then copy the first index that we created, the first one. We copy the helper. Then come and paste it in the services of it. Okay, so where are you adding the index of
HTM. In the hrefs, we have 3 A's.
the home services and contact?
Yeah. Anchor tag is flickering. Anchor tag stands for link. If I want anything to be a clickable link, I use an anchor tag. That's just what it means. So I've created an anchor tag. The link, the href stands for which file or where do you want to open. When I click where, what should open? That's the href. And in our case, we want to open, if the person click on services, we want to open services.htm. If the person click on contact, we want to open the contact.htm file. That's just what we did. You get it. I can even add more. I can have news. I can have an anchor tag again, and the title will be news, and I'll give it a location. Even I can say https Facebook or ghanaweb.com. In this case, if somebody click this news, I have done it in the contact HTML. Are you watching? The file that I'm working on currently is what? I'm not working in services, so I'm not working index. So what I've done now here will not show when I'm on index page, and it will not show when I'm in services page. It will only show when I'm in contact page. This is a demonstration of it. You see, I have news here. But if I go to home, is there news here? No, because I didn't add that anchor tag there. But if I come to contact page, I'll see news. And when I click this news, look at what will happen. It's going to load Ghana Web. So the href is basically like you put there what you want to load when the person clicks. Redirection. Aha. You get it. So now I've redirected away from my website. I'm out of my website, so I have to actually go back. So now if I go to home, I don't have the news item in my navigation. So how do I ensure that the news is there? I will go to the index. The index is where this is the index is the home. You can see from the browser here, I'm loading index dot what? HTML. If I click services, here changes to services.html. It says just loading the file, and each file has a code, and that code will be displayed here. You get it? So in my index, I don't have news because I didn't add it. I only added it in contact. So I can just copy even only this one from, no, sorry, contact. Yes, I can, hold on, let me land. I can just copy this news. I can copy this news alone from the contact, okay? And then come to index, okay? And then I'll paste it here on line 14. And when I do that, now news is now part of index.html. If I come to services, I don't still see news because in services.html, I don't have that code there. You get it? I only have three A's. So if I come down and I paste another one here, that is what will display. So like that's how the whole thing works. That's how the whole thing works. So now you see I have news now. Then if I add further code, if I add additional code in my services, they will also display, right? So let's take our time, watch the video and practice it. We will be fine. Yeah, proceed. I called it earlier, you know, shipping. Okay, so this brings us to the. So I hope we understand the assignment. Okay. Yeah. Please, are we okay with the assignment? Yes.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Please, hello.
Yes, I'm listening.
Please, I didn't get the assignment.
You didn't get the
Kindly-
assignment.
Yes, please. I'm joining online, so I only got what you.
Yeah, so we are saying
Sharing
that just create services, contact, and news pages.
Okay.
And then make sure you have content in it. And then I should be able to navigate through it like how I'm doing right here.
Okay.
I should be able to
Like how I'm
navigate.
doing it.
Yes.
Okay.
You see how I'm navigating?
Contact me.
Yes. You should create a contact page, services page, and a services
Okay.
page. And then you should be able to navigate through and switch through.
Okay. Kindly help us with the videos there, the recording.
Yeah, I will share the video right away.
Okay, sir. Thank you.